The man opened the device box and released two monsters. Before long, the two monsters snuggled up together, seeing how much they loved each other. Mike quickly opened the other device box and released the baby monster inside. The baby monster was very grateful to Mike for his help and kept rubbing its face against him. With the help of Mike and the others, the poor monster family was reunited. The scene of the family of three reunited was very heartwarming. Even Anne, who was standing nearby, was moved to tears. After a brief reunion, in order to escape the oil company's pursuit, the monsters climbed onto the truck one after another, ready to set off for their habitat. They then drove a monster truck at full speed toward the monsters' home, but they hadn't gone far before the oil company's convoy caught up with them. As the security convoy surrounded them, the little monster did a cool side flip and immediately took out one of the cars, but the security convoy continued to pursue them relentlessly. The next moment, the security guard rammed into them. Mike couldn't dodge in time and was thrown out of the car. Fortunately, he grabbed the car frame in time and didn't fall off the cliff, but if this continued, he would be crushed. The security chief wanted to ram into them again. At this critical moment, the sheriff arrived in time and used his police car to block the thugs. With the sheriff's help, the little monster reached out its tentacles to help Mike in order to prevent them from polluting the monster's habitat. Mike and his friends had no choice but to take a shortcut. They stepped on the gas and rushed towards the valley. In the next second, the car took off. During the fall, Mike's truck almost overturned. At the critical moment, the monster mother grabbed him in time, but the rough mountain road was still very dangerous. Fortunately, with the help of the monster family, the truck landed safely in the valley. In the end, they destroyed the tanker carrying the toxic gas. However, Mike's monster truck was overturned. Annie and the scientists finally reached the cave entrance, but another tanker carrying toxic gas had already arrived. The workers saw the monster truck approaching and immediately started the countdown to release the toxic gas. When the scientists arrived, it was too late. At this moment, Mike was in a terrible situation. The boss was playing with Mike, who had been overturned. Seeing that the other side was about to launch a fatal blow, the little monster used all his strength to flip the truck over. The security captain immediately seized the opportunity and increased the horsepower to crash into Mike and the others. Seeing that they were about to be pushed off the cliff, in order to protect Mike, the little monster jumped up and began to use his sharp teeth to hit the security car. Despite his desperate resistance, he was no match for the truck's power. Seeing that they were about to approach the cave entrance, the little monster swung its antennae with all its might. The captain's car spun around in the air and landed right on the device filled with poison gas. The poison leaked out and the countdown was destroyed. The captain got what he deserved. Unfortunately, Mike and his car fell into the abyss. The huge impact knocked him unconscious. The little monster opened the car window and dragged him out. The little monster's whole body was glowing blue. With the little monster's help, Mike was quickly brought to the surface. Then they placed the unconscious Mike on the shore. He soon regained consciousness. The monster dad pushed his truck onto the shore. Immediately, countless monsters emerged. They were all grateful for everything Mike had done. After expressing their gratitude, the monsters dived underwater. Seeing that his companions had left, the little monster said a fond farewell to Mike. Although he was very reluctant to leave, the little monster turned around and dived underwater. Immediately after reuniting with his parents, the family of three swam towards the deepest part of the cave.